So the first thing that we're going to want to be doing in Draconic Evolution is something called fusion crafting. It's pretty much how you make all of the items in the mod. So this is the setup you're going to want to make, and there's two different ways that we could power this. So I'm going to show you one way using another mod's energy, and another way using draconic energy, and then a bit of both. Because this is a very end game mod, and generally, when using this in a mod pack, you're going to have energy set up by a lot of other mods before you get to Draconic Evolution. And it's probably quite unlikely that your first power source for powering fusion crafting actually comes from Draconic Evolution. But don't worry, if you're playing the mod standalone without any other power, there is actually ways that you can get power from it. And the main way then is going to be a generator, which is really, really rubbish. So you make it like this as shown: iron ingots, nether bricks, very simple, and a draconium core. Draconium cores are made from draconium ingots, gold, and diamond. You're seeing already this is a very end game, very expensive mod. Draconium ingots is literally just draconium dust or draconium ore. It does spawn in every single dimension. However, in the end dimension, there's tons of it, and you are going to want to be going to the end. God, what a mouthful. In Draconic Evolution anyway. So go to the end, mine up a load of that ore. You're going to need it. If you want to use Draconic Evolution to power your fusion crafting, use this generator. And we can literally just put in here coal. I'm putting in blocks of coal. And you can have it on normal mode. You can have it on performance mode. You could have it on overdrive, where it's literally going crazy fast. Eco Plus, it's almost like you're driving a car. It's very interesting. Or just normal. So it depends how much power you need, basically. And you can actually, a lot of the machines have a light theme, a dark theme, etc. So it's actually got dark mode. And then there's redstone controls. Whenever you see this icon, it's redstone control. And you can charge items in this slot here, if you wish. So the next thing you need to make is this here, a fusion crafting core. And then we need a draconium core for this. As I showed you before, it's all pretty simple crafting. I would personally place your fusion crafting core one up off the floor. So place like a stone or something, and then place it down here, and you could delete the stone if you like. It's up to you. That's what I do. Now, the first item I'm going to be showing you is a draconium chest we're going to make. So what you're then going to need, it can't be too close, like you can't put them here. This is the closest you can get. So 1, 2, 3 gap in the middle. And then you're going to place these draconium fusion crafting injectors. So I'm just going to break these and start from scratch, basically. So what I'm going to do is just place some stone here to make it easy for myself, and get the injectors and go plop, 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 like this, okay? Now, you are going to need it on both sides, so repeat that step on the other side. Making these, again, is pretty simple. You then, of course, need to power these. So how do we do it? Well, you can either just plug in another mod's energy. Over here, I'm using mechanism, and I'm literally just shoving the mechanism cables into the draconium fusion crafting injectors, and that will work absolutely fine. If you want to go completely with Draconic Evolution, which I probably wouldn't recommend, you're going to need to use these energy relay crystals or basic energy IO crystals. So you make the basic energy relay crystals with a wyvern energy controller. And again, it's made with the draconium cores. And you get 4 of them. You can then put one of them into a crafting table, and it will give you IO crystals. The IO crystals are what you attach to a machine. The relays are, well, they're relays, so it's kind of the middleman. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some IO crystals, and I'm just going to put them onto these machines here. I'm then going to make a crystal binder like this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my IO crystal, to your generator, for instance, or maybe a different mod's energy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a relay here, because if you look at this, can you see it says on the IO crystal links 0 out of 2? What that means is that I can link this IO crystal to 2 other places. 1, 2. Well, that's unfortunate. I need to link it to 3 more places on this side. Hence why we have a crystal, which is a relay, which can link to 8 places. Now, we can get upgraded versions of these later. So I'm going to shift right click the IO crystal, and then right click without shifting the relay. And can you see it's charging it up to 3.9 out of 4 million RF? I'm then going to shift right click the relay to say this is the one I'm choosing. And then I'm going to right click all of these. It's like that. And I've linked it. I've now linked this relay to these IO crystals. You can see these are all getting charged. And that's how you move energy around in Draconic Evolution. So now we actually get to do our craft, and we're making a draconium chest, remember. So if we want to get a draconium chest, what we'll see in here is the energy cost. It's called operational potential, but it's just forge energy, RF, you know, all the same thing, technically. You've got a top slot and a bottom slot. The bottom slot is the item you will get. The top slot is the item you put in. And then we have the left and the right. So 5 furnaces, some crafting tables, etc. So now I've got all of those. I need to do one more thing, however, and that is if you see I'm hovering over the Draconium Fusion Crafting Injector, can you see in orange writing on the right-hand side of my screen, stack mode? Shift and right-click, and it will say single item mode. Basically, if I right-click this one, it's actually put a stack of furnaces in here, whereas if I shift right-click them all individually to single item mode, it will then take 1 furnace. So remember that to make the chest, it says 5 furnaces on the left. So you simply right-click your furnaces into these injectors. Then, on the right-hand side, it said that we need 2 draconium cores. Oops, I put it to stack mode. Single, 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 single. 1, 2. We also need 2 crafting tables. 1, 2. Oh my god. Stack mode? 1, 2. Doesn't matter which ways they go. And a draconium block. There we go. We're now ready with our injectors. So go into the Fusion Crafting Core and put your chest at the top. No valid recipe, see? Put the chest in at the top and it's ready to craft, and you press craft. And you can now see it's charging it at a percentage. And although you can't see much, there's little, specks going around here. This gets really exciting in a minute. And then you'll start seeing, some lightning and some kind of specks going around the center of the fusion core. Where are we at? About 50%. And it's going to get sort of faster and faster. Before we get any further, I want to let you know that I'm partnering up with G-Portal here to give you 10% off your first month with them. They do all sorts of Minecraft servers, whether you want modded, spigot, sponge, anything you want. And you can swap out not just Minecraft, but any game on your server at the click of a button with GameCloud. Meaning the possibilities are endless. Again, check out the link in the description so you can get some money off with code Javier. Now, one thing I actually forgot to tell you is that on these IO crystals, can you see it says IO mode, output to block? And if I shift right click it, it says input from block. So output to block. You want to make sure it's set to output to block. Otherwise, these won't actually work. So it says input from block. You want to set it to output to block. So it's outputting to this item rather than inputting from the block it's attached to. So just be careful of that. It's a very easy mistake, and I actually forgot when I was filming this. I was like, hang on a minute, what have I done wrong here? And 99%, and at 100%, it all kind of goes in like this. The items get injected into the item. It's really, really awesome how this works. And then you're going to see it's going to go crafting percentage is going to go up. So it's charging, and then the crafting percentage goes up. And then boom, you have a draconium chest. You just right-click the fusion core, take out the chest, and there we go. So let's talk through the chest quickly while we're here. Massive, massive chest. You could change the color of the chest down here. For example, you can add in coal. Sorry, you can add in things to get smelted down here. It does take energy, so you need to put an IO crystal or some sort of other energy source next to it, and it'll get energy. You can have dark mode or light mode, etc. And then you can store everything. It's also got a crafting bench in it as well. Now, some items are going to need higher tiers of crafting injectors. So using a mod pack here as an example, you can see we start off with the basic tier, and then it goes wyvern, draconic, and chaotic tier. So the wyvern tier is needed to craft all of the wyvern items in the mod pack. So that's where you get your gear, basically. So if I wanted to make a wyvern bow, which I would recommend, to make this in the Fusion Crafting Core, it says tier wyvern. So you need wyvern tier injectors, and it's going to need something like a wyvern energy controller. Now these items are all pretty simple to make with the items that we've already got. and we can actually make items like a draconic core and awakened draconium in the wyvern tier to get us down to draconic tier. So a draconic core basically just needs wyvern cores, which are made with 4 draconium cores and a nether star. Yes, really. And then you need a nether star in the fusion crafting to make it. And you're going to need awakened draconium. The way you get that is by making an awakened draconium block and making it into 9 ingots. To make the block, it's made in fusion crafting with 4 draconium blocks and loads of draconium cores. But you'll also notice you need a dragon heart. TLDR, kill the ender dragon, it'll drop a dragon heart. You can obviously respawn the dragon again and again using Minecraft vanilla mechanics of the end crystals to get more dragon hearts as you need them. But to do all of this, we do need tier wyvern. And therefore, we need to make wyvern tier fusion crafting injectors. And you will need 10 of these, of course. So all I'm going to do is break my old ones, and these IO crystals will stay here. So you could just shift-click these on to the wyvern ones, bing, bang, bong, like this. And you have to make it to single again. But there you go. Now you've upgraded to wyvern. And that is pretty much how you do fusion crafting. So you can obviously then go up to draconic tier, which again pretty much just needs awakened draconium, etc. And wyvern cores. It doesn't need anything too crazy. That's to go up to draconic level. And then to go up to the chaotic tier, you do actually need chaos fragments, dragon eggs, and you will be needing at that point chaotic cores, which basically a chaotic core again needs large chaos fragments, and you make that in the draconic tier, and this is where you start killing the chaos guardian, etc. I hope you did enjoy the video. Click that subscribe button if you did, and of course leave a thumbs up. If you're looking for other mod guides, I do a hell of a lot on this channel. My actual goal on this channel is to complete every major mod in the entirety of Minecraft for Forge, Fabric, etc. If you look at my channel, I have a tech mod shelf, a magic mod shelf, a utility and standalone mod shelf, so ones that aren't in playlists. I also have now mod pack guides as a shelf. So at the moment, I am live streaming through RLcraft, and you can get that, of course, on my lives. I live every Wednesday and Saturday, and you can always see when the next scheduled stream is. And I play through the mod pack, and then I will also do separate guides on that mod pack. So if you are looking for specific mod packs, or you just want to come along and ask me some questions or hang out, you can also do that there. Do also just use the search bar if you are looking for a specific mod. And if you'd like to play with me, the mod pack that I do live stream, I do from our Patreon server, which of course you can join down below, which would massively support the channel, but also gets you access to things like that.